There were two regular battalions in most of the British Army, Irish regiments of the British Army at the time. Recruitment, interestingly enough, recruitment into those regular battalions increased during 1913. For obvious reasons, the general lockout occurred in 1913. A lot of young lads who had lost their jobs in 1913, the only alternative of them was to join the British Army. It was the economic safety valve, I suppose, for a lot of these young guys. Sadly about it was a lot of these young guys were killed in August 1914 when they went into the army. Perhaps their first and only main stand in the opening battles of the First World War was a little village called Le Cateau in northern France. Their function was to act as a rear guard defence for the retreating British Expeditionary Force, simply because this wave of German infantry had come at them and they had no alternative but to escape. And the route began at Mons. 2nd Battalion, part of the 4th Division. Their objective, as I say, was to cover this retreat. A lot of the young guys who were killed during that 2 or 3 day battle around 27, 28 of August were ordinary Dubliners. Fellas like John Boland, who was only 19 years of age. Other fellas were taken prisoners and ended up in Limburg prisoner of war camp. After this sort of initial few months of the war, it was incumbent on the British, or I suppose Kitchener, to try and keep an army in the field, to raise a volunteer army. And this is where this concept of these Kitchener or volunteer recruits came about. They were called service battalions. And the underlining word, I suppose, from the Irish perspective is the word volunteer, because there was no such thing as conscription in Ireland. Nobody put a physical gun to their head to make them enlist. And consequently, about 150,000 Irishmen volunteered for that war. David Fitzpatrick has suggested that 210,000 people actually took part in the war, which is an incredible number when one thinks about it today. But the Dublin Fusiliers, anyway, as I say, they raised 5 service battalions who fought in Gallipoli and who fought on the Western Front.